Today we're going to confront one of the most difficult subjects imaginable. We're not just going to look at the events that took place inside the Nazi camps, we're going to try and understand the human experience at the very heart of this immense tragedy.
You know, the fact is simple to state, but the scale of it, it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. Millions upon millions of people were taken to these camps, and the vast majority of them, they never came home.
And what really happened inside those gates is something the world, even now, still struggles to truly comprehend. So in this explainer, we're going to try to do just that. We're going to confront that reality.
To even begin to understand the camps, we have to go back to where it all started. In the 1930s, Germany was under the rule of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party, and a dark, hateful ideology began to take root and spread like a poison across the entire nation.
Just look at how quickly this all happened. In 1933, Hitler comes to power, and that same year, the very first camp, Dachau, opens its gates. This wasn't some slow, gradual process. It was a deliberate, calculated plan. Then you have the Nuremberg Laws in 1935, which just stripped Jewish people and other groups of their basic human rights. And by 1939, the whole world is at war. This timeline, it shows a chillingly efficient path straight to catastrophe.
What began as political policy very quickly turned into a personal nightmare for millions. So now, let's follow the journey of those who were taken. A journey into night.
For so many, it would start just like this. A sudden violent knock on the door. A complete shattering of a normal life. People were arrested right in their own homes, or pulled off the street, torn away from their families with no explanation. They were given just moments to grab anything, if they were lucky.
The journey itself was the next stage of dehumanization. Men, women, and children, all of them packed into dark, suffocating cattle cars. These trips could last for days on end, filled with nothing but darkness, confusion, fear, and the immense suffering of everyone trapped inside.
And this was pure psychological terror. Can you just imagine being on that train in the pitch black with absolutely no idea where you're going, what's waiting for you, or if you'll ever see the people you love again? The journey itself was a weapon.
This whole process was designed to break their spirits long before they even arrived. As that train rumbled on, hour after hour, one single, terrifying question must have hung in the air. What lies at the end of this line?
And upon arrival, the horrifying answer to that question became all too clear. Life inside these camps, it wasn't chaos. It was a meticulously designed system, built for one single purpose, to strip people of their very humanity.
I mean, the conditions were just unspeakably brutal. Wooden bunks crammed with far too many people. Food rations that were nothing more than slow starvation. Backbreaking forced labor that was designed to work people to death. Sickness was everywhere because there was no sanitation. Every single element was a weapon.
Life was governed by endless roll calls in the freezing cold, the constant presence of guards, and the ever-present threat of savage punishment for the tiniest infraction. Something as simple as not taking your cap off fast enough. There was no privacy, there was no safety, there was not a single moment of peace.
But beyond all the physical horrors, there was another even deeper war being waged, and that was the emotional and psychological battle inside the mind of every single prisoner.
The very first moments inside the camp were often the most traumatic of all. In a chaotic, terrifying process they called selection, families were just brutally ripped apart. Husbands from wives, parents from their children. For so many, that last desperate glance was the last they would ever have.
This was the whole point, the systematic erasure of identity. You were no longer a person. Your name became a number, tattooed into your skin. Your home became a crowded, filthy barrack. Your family was replaced by total isolation. And any thought of a future was reduced to one single, agonizing goal: survive until tomorrow.
To endure all this meant fighting off despair every second of every single day. It meant clinging to a memory, to a flicker of hope, or just to the simple, defiant act of wanting to live. For so many, this internal struggle was the hardest battle of all.
When the camps were finally liberated, the full, unthinkable scale of the horror was revealed to the world, and it left humanity with a profound and heavy responsibility.
What happened in these camps stands as a permanent warning. It's a testament to the absolute depths of human cruelty, but also, amazingly, to the incredible resilience of the human spirit. To remember isn't just about honoring the victims,
It's about heeding that warning.
So why does this all matter so much today? What are the lessons we absolutely must take away from this incomprehensible darkness? You know, the past is asking that question of us right now.
The lessons are as clear as they are vital. We learned about the terrifying speed at which hatred can just consume an entire society. We see how fragile that veneer of civilization really is. It shows us the absolute importance of empathy, of seeing the humanity in others, and it teaches us about having the courage to speak out against injustice, especially when it's so much easier to just stay silent.
And that brings us to the final haunting question. We always tell ourselves, never again. But have we really truly learned the lessons of the past? This question, it's not for the history books to answer, it's for us.